outrider Kathy Hawk. First race is the final for 2-year-old Center City Pacers here, a purse $16,500. The one from post 1 is Wiley Willie, owned by Shkamelski and Ferguson. Randy Tharps up. 1A from post 7, Blissful Night, owned by Ferguson, Suda, and Suda with Kaya Leader. The 2 from post 2, BD's Artist, owned by Dream On Stables, Kane Kaufman. 3 from post 3, Southwind Jason, owned by Charles Smith, Bob Harper in the bike. 4 from post 4, Bucky Can't Caddy, owned by James Thomas with Brett Miller. 5 from post 5 is Pacific Oak, owned by Towering Oaks Farm, James Daly's up. Rounding out the field then is the 6 from post 6. Banner's Freedom, owned by Wayne Bowman, Jeff Nysonger, is in a Selkie. That's the field for the first race, the final for the Center City Pacers. Signal of the Center City Pace being set down for a start here. They're off and pacing. Going out there for the lead, using the inside to his advantage is BD's Artist. Right alongside there and trying to go on is Southwind Jason. Looking to angle in their third, then is Banner's Freedom. Over there racing along the inside fourth, then is Blissful Night. Towards the inside, Wiley Willie is now racing in fifth. Then we have Bucky Can't Caddy and Pacific Oak, their lead trailer here, as they're now in single file, down and around to the first quarter in 27 seconds flat. And with the lead, BD's Artist and Kane Kaufman on the point here by 1. Racing second, Southwind Jason. On the inside now, peeking out to come on, then is Banner's Freedom. Coming out second, over on the outside is Wiley Willie. Third up on the outside is Bucky Can't Caddy. To their inside then is Blissful Night. And still the trailer is Pacific Oak as they're driving into the clubhouse turn, pacing it on over to the half. And on the inside, fighting for the lead, that's still BD's Artist. On the outside, trying to take it away is Banner's Freedom at the half in 57. As they'll be pacing off the turn, going down the backside, pressing on to 3/4. BD's Artist, the leader at neck. On the outside is the race favorite, Banner's Freedom, trying to strike from second. From the back of the pack and coming on then is Bucky Can't Caddy. Right there looking for room at the rail is Southwind Jason. Also looking for room, nailed to the rail there is Blissful Night with Wiley Willie and Pacific Oak 3/4 in 126. Into the final turn they go. And from 3 wide, Bucky Can't Caddy is now trying to loop the field here. And he takes the lead and crosses on over to the rail. Banner's Freedom is starting to pack it in as they're at the top of the stretch now. They're on a drive for the wire, and Bucky Can't Caddy, he's out there and he's opened up by 6, by 7, trying to make it up on the outside then is Blissful Night, but as they pace it onto the wire to win the Center City final, it's Bucky Can't Caddy. Blissful Night up for second, Southwind Jason third, 156 and 2, time for the mile. Horses leave the paddock and come out to parade for the upcoming second race, race 2. Ohio Sire Stakes Consolation for 2-year-old filly trotters, best of the rest, going for $6,000 when place shall exact a trifecta wagering. Bet by head numbers, not post positions here in the second race. The one from post 2 is Butterscotch and Daly's, owned by Chandler and Daly with James Daly. 1A from post 7 is Little Old Lady Who, owned by Daly and Pergament with Dan Daly. 2 is out. 3 from post 3 is Miss Dandy, owned by Robert Foster Dallas Miller. 4 from post 4 is Mistress of the Ball, owned by Larry Cleland Keith Haynes in the lines. 5 from post 5 is Illy Levesque, owned by Houghton and Shapiro with Jeff Fout. Rounding out the field, the 6 from post 6, She's Got the Power, owned by Mogan, Stretch, and Wallace. Sam Noble III is in her sulky. That's the field then for the second race, Ohio Sire State Consolation. They're off and trotting. Illy Levesque goes for and tries to take the lead up on the inside. Comes Butterscotch and Daly's. Right there racing third along the pylons there now is Mistress of the Ball. Getting off an early fourth is Miss Dandy. Fifth over there to the inside then as She's Got the Power. The early trailer is Little Old Lady Who. As they'll be trotting off the turn here, trotting on over to the first quarter with the lead, it's Illy Levesque and Jeff Fout. She's on the point here by 1, tripping the beam in 29 and 1/5. Butterscotch and Daly's is right there trotting in second. That's Mistress of the Ball in third. Miss Dandy is still right there fourth with She's Got the Power and Little Old Lady Who as they trot under the line for the first time, and Jeff Fout is tapping the brakes here on Illy Levesque as she's out there showing the way by 1. Still trotting in second is Butterscotch and Dailies. Inside third, Mistress of the Ball. On the move on the outside, She's Got the Power. Trotting up second over now is Little Old Lady Who. Now the trailer is Miss Dandy by the half in 101 and 1 as they trot off the turn going down the backside in at 3 to 5. It's Illy Levesque's race to win or lose here as she's out there a length and a quarter. Butterscotch and Dailies is now fighting for that second spot, trying to take it away. She's Got the Power. Riding loosely up on the outside there in fourth then is Little Old Lady Who. Fifth to the inside is Mistress of the Ball. And Miss Dandy cannot go on. She is sixth and last there as they're up to 3/4 and 130 and 4. Into the final turn they go. It's still Illy Levesque, the leader now 3 parts of a length. She's Got the Power is inching up ever so closer in second. Butterscotch and Dailies will be waiting for the pylons with Mistress of the Ball as they're into the stretch and a drive for the wire. In the best of the rest here, Philly, Ohio, Sire State Constellations. It's still Illy Levesque on the inside. Butterscotch and Dailies is coming at him and coming on. Butterscotch and Dailies up the inside to win it from Illy Levesque and Mistress of the Ball. 2:01 and 3, time for the mile. Moving back in the winner's circle here after winning the Ohio Sire State Constellation for 2-year-old filly trotters. Purse $6,000 won Butterscotch and Dailies. Butterscotch and Dailies is a 2-year-old bay filly by Master Levesque and My Striking Lisa by Striking Sabra. Owned by Elizabeth Chandler of New York and Anne Mary Daly of Florida. Dan Daly trains Jim Daly, the winning driver. 2:01 and 3, new lifetime mark for the winner, Butterscotch and Dailies. Daily horses have left the paddock and coming out to parade for the upcoming third race. 2-year-old Colt Trot, Ohio Sire State Constellation, best of the rest, $6,000. Win, play, show, exacta, trifecta, wagering, scratch the 4, Zen Ryu. One is Master Wiz, owned by the White Creek Stable, James Daly's up. 2 Mom Chaser, owned by Lionel Wadaker with Trent Tharps. 3 Sunset Gentleman, owned by Jody Sanders. Bob Harper's up. 4 is out. 5 is Willard's Legacy, owned by Debbie Geiler with Hugh Beatty. 6 Super Sid, owned by Sidley and Sidley. Russell Swartz drives. 7 Likeable Mac, owned by Davis and Sugg. Kurt Sugg on the bike. 8 is Danny, owned by the Flowing Mineral Farm. Brett Miller drives. From the outside, the 9 is Buckeye Master, owned by Scott Rooks. Keith Haynes is in his sulky. That's the field for the third race, Constellation Sire Stakes for 2-year-old Colt Trotters per $6,000. Buckeye Master off the gate here as a field of 8 into the backstretch for the upcoming third race. They're off and trotting. Going out there for the lead is Master Wiz. Mom Chaser on a bad break there. Leaving from the outside is Likeable Mac. And Likeable Mac crosses right on over and has him out there by a quick length and a quarter over Master Wiz, who's racing in second. Super Sid is now angling in there third. Racing fourth on the cones is Willard's Legacy. Fifth on the inside then is Danny off stride with Sunset Gentleman. Rounding out the field then we have Buckeye Master with Mom Chaser. First quarter then in 27 4/5, a quick opening fraction here for Likeable Mac and Kurt Sugg, who's on the point here, leading him out there by a length. Master Wiz getting the good trip in second as Sugg has tapped the brakes here. Racing third at the rail is Super Sid. Here comes Danny first up for Brett Miller in fourth. Fifth on the inside is Willard's Legacy. 6 lengths back then to Buckeye Master. Then it's Mom Chaser, another 10 lengths back to Sunset Gentleman by the half here in 59 and 2. A moderate second quarter there as they'll be trotting off the turn, going down the backside. Heads are pointed towards 3/4. Likeable Mac, he's got him out there by a tight length. Right up and along the outside, Danny now starts to apply the pressure. Master Wiz on the inside third. Off stride, then went Super Sid. Going by him on the outside is Willard's Legacy. And it looks like we're down to these 4 as they trot it off to 3/4. It's still Likeable Mac and Kurt Sugg out there by 3 parts of a length. Danny on the outside is second. At the 3/4 and 130 and 1/5. Absolutely locked. cocked and ready to rock. It's Master Whiz as they'll be making their swing off the turn to the top of the lane now, and down the stretch they come. Likeable Mac still the leader by 1. Waiting for the passing lane is Master Whiz. He finds it, and here he comes for Daly as they're in deep stretch here. It's Likeable Mac. Master Whiz on the inside is going right on by, and Master Whiz now to win by 2. It's Master Whiz in front. Very tight for second between Willard's Legacy and Likeable Mac. Time for the mile 2:02 2/5. .175 is official. 175 official. Moving back now into the winner's circle, the official winner of the third race, winning the Ohio Sire State Consolation for 2-year-old colt trotters, the one Master Whiz. Master Whiz is a 2-year-old bay colt by Master Levesque, and WCS Ms. Ruffles by Lucky Elmhurst, owned by the White Creek Stable of Dublin, Ohio. James Daly trains and reigns this one. Time for the mile, lifetime best for the winner, 2:02 2. Fourth race, race 4, the final for the freshman fillies, 2-year-old filly Pacers. This one going for a purse $19,400. Win, play, show, exacta, trifecta, dime, superfecta wagering here, bet by head numbers, not post positions. The 1A from post 6 is Caviart Sydney, owned by Caviart Farms, Dallas Miller the driver. The 2 from post 1 is Flamer, owned by Sky Ridge Acres, Ray Paver. 3 from post 2 is Tuffy Shelley, owned by Regal. Regal and Gilbert, Brett Miller calls the shots. The 4 from post 4 is Irene Hall, owned by Moffitt and Williams with Randy Tharps. 5 from post 5 is Pretty Pacific, owned by Ada Hardman, James Daly drives. 6 from post 7 is Just Believe, owned by Pamela Davis with Jeff Neisonger. 7 from post 8, All-American Summer, owned by the Jeff Miller stable, and Langfelder, Kyle Aders up. Rounding out the field, 8 from post 9 is On Your Feet BB, owned by Robert Bendel. Bob Harper is in her sulky. That's the field for the fourth race, the final for the freshman fillies. $19,400 for purse money up for grabs here. Win, play, show for the fourth race final for the freshman filly pace. They're off and pacing, and Irene Hall leaves alertly there right alongside to take it away then is Just Believe, and Just Believe goes on now to take the front. Driving on to angle in their second, then is On Your Feet BB. That's Irene Hall now racing in third. Fourth at the rail then is Flamer. Fifth to the inside it is Tuffy Shelley. Then we come back to Caviart Sydney, and the early trailer is All-American Summer onto the first quarter, where they trip the beam 26-2. A sizzling opening fraction here. Just Believe, track record holder here at Scioto Downs, is on top by a length and a quarter. That's Irene Hall right there racing in second. On Your Feet BB has now found a spot in third. That's Flamer racing fourth at the rail. Fifth to the inside is Tuffy Shelley. Then we come back to Pretty Pacific with Caviart Sydney and All-American Summer as they drive onto the half. And they went by the half as they will be pacing off the turn, going down the backside now, pressing onto three quarters. And Just Believe, the Armbro McIntosh filly here. She's on the point. It's still a length over Irene Hall, the pace stalker in second. On Your Feet BB still looks them over from third. Here comes Tuffy Shelley now driving first up in fourth. Flamers to the inside fifth. Outside is Caviart Sydney with Pretty Pacific and All-American Summer as they drive it onto three quarters. They trip the beam 124-4. Into the final turn they go. And Just Believe is still there, still on top as she kicks away now by 3. Irene Hall is racing second. Over there third then is going to be On Your Feet BB as they cut the corner and turn for home. Could she beat her own track record? It's Just Believe out there now by 4. Racing second is still Irene Hall as she comes to the wire looking for the time here. Let's cheer her on. It's Just Believe. And there they are, 153-4, just off of her own track record of 153-3. Moving back here into the winner's circle after winning the fourth race final for the freshman fillies, just missing her own track record here at Scioto Downs, the 6 Just Believe. Just Believe, her 5th lifetime win in just 6 tries, She's a 2-year-old brown filly by Armbro McIntosh and Patsy Almahurst by Ralph Hanover. Owned by Pamela L. Davis of Lebanon, Ohio. Brandon Pigwet trains. Jeff Nysonger, the winning driver, 153 4/5. Race the final for the Dream of Glory Trot, going for a purse $13,700. Win, play, show, exacta, trifecta wagering. The 1 is My Earth Angel, owned by Ross and Ross. James Daly's up. 2, Rose Run Gold Rush, owned by Kaufman and Cullen. Sam Noble the 3rd. 3 is Muscle Sprouts, owned by Robert Schlabach. Kane Kaufman calls the shots. 4, He's a Big Dude, owned by Mark Hartnell with driver Dean Collins. 5 is Winsong Archie, owned by Brent Davis. Brett Miller calls the shots. Scoring from the outside then, the 6 is Brittany Lee, owned by Roger Plummer. Jack Daly is in the sulky. That's the field here for the 5th race, the final for the Dream of Glory Trot. $13,700 for purse money up for grabs here. Win, play, for the upcoming 5th race, the Dream of Glory final, and they're off and trotting. Going out there for the lead and now breaking stride is Rose Run Gold Rush. Rose Run Gold Rush on a break there between horses. And that leaves easy ground for Muscle Sprouts, who goes out there and easily crosses over by 1.25 lengths. Over My Earth Angel is now who's trotting in 2nd. He's a Big Dude, now 2 lengths back in 3rd. Winsong Archie, another 2 4th. Right there is Brittany Lee racing 5th, and 6 lengths back, Rose Run Gold Rush. After her early break, and see them all there by the opening panel in 28 4/5. And with the lead, Muscle Sprouts, the Muscles Yankee. 5-year-old gelding shows the way for Kane Kaufman. Out here, it's a tight length over My Earth Angel, who trots nicely along in 2nd. He's a Big Dude, has now tightened the gap in 3rd. Winsong Archie's 4th. Brittany Lee still 5th, and catching the pack then is Rose Run Gold Rush as they're into the clubhouse turn, now trotting on over to the half. And with the lead, it's still Muscle Sprouts. The heavy 1 to 5 public choice here, trotted the half in 1 minute and 2/5. A very leisurely opening half here as he leads them now down the backside, and this is his race to win or lose as Muscle Sprouts is now out there by 1.25 lengths. My Earth Angel is still trotting in 2nd. He's a Big Dude in 3rd. Now here comes Winsong Archie singing it up on the outside 4th with Brittany Lee and Rose Run Gold Rush as they trot on to 3/4. Muscle Sprouts, the one to catch here. He's the boss, 1.5 lengths. 1:29 3, the 3/4 time. Into the final turn they go, and Muscle Sprouts now kicks away by 2. My Earth Angel gets the halo out in 2nd. On the outside is Winsong Archie. Inside, He's a Big Dude with Brittany Lee and Rose Run Gold Rush, and they're into the stretch and a drive for the wire. Muscle Sprouts the winner. On the inside, still racing 2nd, is going to be My Earth Angel, but to no avail. It's all Muscle Sprouts. 5 in a row here for Muscle Sprouts. Getting up for 2nd, Winsong Archie with My Earth Angel, 158 1. Time for the mile. 3-5-1 trifecta, $24.20. Into the winner's circle after winning the Dream of Glory final, number 3, Muscle Sprouts. Muscle Sprouts is a 5-year-old brown gelding by Muscles Yankee and Sassafras Hanover by American Winner. Owned and trained by Robert Schlabach of Sugar Creek, Ohio. Driven to victory by Kane Kaufman. That's 5 straight in the Buckeye State for Muscle Sprouts, winning this one in 158 1. Horses have left the paddock and come out to parade now for the upcoming 6th race, Ohio Sire State Consolation for 2-year-old colt pacers. It's the Ohio's best to the rest here, a purse $6,000. Win, play, show, exacta, trifecta wagering. The 1 is Town Attack, owned by Mullinex and Scharf with Brett Miller. The 2 is Stand By Your Sam, owned by Sherry McCabe, Randy Tharps. 3, Ramblin' Bunny, owned by James McLaughlin, Bob Harper drives. The 4, Bad Boy Jake, owned by Dale Trent with James Daly. 5, North Meadow JR, owned by the North Meadow Stable and Slaughter Racing, Russell Swartz drives. 6 is Civil Attack, owned by Reed Racing and Dean Collins. 7 is VC Scooter, owned by Salsby and Shout, Rick Shout, the captain. Rounding out the field from the outside is 8-1 Fast Trickster, owned by Stoneck, Kippendorf, Swaya, and Schultz. Jeff Neisonger is in his sulky. That's the field for the 6th race, $6,000. Best of the rest, Ohio Sire State Consolation. Field of 8 being set for a start. They're off and pacing, and Rambling Bunny rambles out there to the lead, right alongside, and trying to take it away then is North Meadow JR. Ranging up on the outside, Civil Attack is now racing in 3rd. 4th at the rail is Town Attack. 5th to the inside is Stand By Your Sam. Then we come back to Bad Boy Jake. Rounding out the field is VC Scooter. And One Fast Trickster, the early trailer here as they go on to the first quarter. Tripping the beam 26-4 for the 2-year-old Colt Pacers. And Civil Attack is on the point here. He has him out there by 2. North Meadow JR is 2nd. Ramblin' Bunny inside 3rd. That's Town Attack in 4th. 5th to the inside is Stand By Your Sam. Next in line then is Bad Boy Jake. Then it's VC Scooter. Starting his rally from the back, then is One Fast Trickster. Into the clubhouse turn and pacing him on over to the half, and it's still Civil Attack the leader. Halfway home in 56-1. On the outside now racing 2nd is Town Attack. North Meadow JR is racing 3rd. 4th at the rail is Ramblin' Bunny. On the outside is Stand By Your Sam. Inside, then we come back to Bad Boy Jake. The outside Stand By Your Sam, with One Fast Trickster and VC Scooter as they pace it on to 3 quarters. And still there with the lead at Civil Attack. He's answered all challenges thus far. Tripping the beam in 1:24-2. Into the final turn they go, and it's Civil Attack who's kicked away by 3. Town Attack is racing 2nd. Further back in 3rd then, we come back on the outside is Bad Boy Jake with VC Scooter and One Fast Trickster as they're into the stretch, and it's all Civil Attack and driver Dean Collins. He's out there by 6, by 7, by 8. By golly, it's Civil Attack in front to win the consolation for the 2-year-old Colt Pacers. Town Attack was 2nd, Bad Boy Jake was 3rd, 1:54, time for the mile. 6-1 exactas, $18.40, and a 6-1-4 trifecta, $144.80. In the winner's circle after winning the 6th race, Ohio Consolation. For the Sire Stakes, 2-year-old Colt Pacers per $6,000, the 6th, Civil Attack. 2-year-old Bay Colt by On the Attack by Civil Disobedience. And Falcon Almahurst, owned by Reed Racing of Newark, Ohio. Dean Collins trains and reigns this one. Lifetime mark for the winner, 154. Horses have left the paddock and come out to a parade for the upcoming 7th race. Ohio Sire State Consolation for 3-year-old Philly Pacers, the best of the rest for a purse $6,000. One is Maresy Dotes, owned by the White Creek Stable, James Daly. 2 then is Spirited Sammy, owned by Scott, Gill and Gill. William Walters drives. The 3 is Emma's Desire, owned by Ray Burgermeister with Dean Collins. 4 Pine Mountain Lady, owned by Ross and Ross. Kane Kaufman drives. 5 is Little Deuce Coupe, owned by the Running Springs Ranch with Jeff Neisonger. 6 Noble Xena, owned by Palmer, and Clark. Hugh Beatty on the lines. 7 is North Meadow Tam, owned by the North Meadow Stable with Russell Swartz. 8 Ellen's Angel, owned by Havens and Havens. Kyle Ader calls the shots. From the outside, the 9 Goa BB, owned by the DM Stables, Mokel and Roosevelt. Bob Harper is in her sulky. That's the field for the 7th race. 3-year-old Philly Ohio Sire State Consolations, a per $6,000 for a start. They're off and pacing from between horses. Pine Mountain Lady is trying hard. From the outside is Noble Xena. On the inside is Maresy Dotes as they go into the first turn. Racing along 4th and is Spirited Sammy. 5th to the inside is Emma's Desire. Then we have Little Deuce Coupe, and behind that one, North Meadow Tam, with Ellen's Angel and Goa BB as they're now racing single file, clocking the opening quarter with Noble Xena on top in 27 1/5. Still racing 2nd is Pine Mountain Lady. Inside, Maresy Dotes is 3rd. Spirited Sammy's racing 4th. 5th and peeking over to the outside then is Emma's Desire. Second over in the cover flow, then is Little Deuce Coupe. Third up on the outside is North Meadow. Tam to their inside, then is Spirited Sammy. With Ellen's Angel and Goa BB as they're into the clubhouse turn, pacing them on over to the half. And with the lead, it's still Noble Zena. She's the boss in here. The one out there by 1 in 57-3. On the move on the outside now is Emma's Desire. Pine Mountain Lady is now racing third. Second over in the cover flow is Little Deuce Coupe with Mersey Dotes. Nailed to the rail racing in sixth. Third up on the outside is North Meadow Tam. On the inside, then is Spirited Sammy with Ellen's Angel and Goa BB as they pace it on to three quarters. It's still Noble Zena out there in neck. Emma's Desire out there in second. Pine Mountain Lady is third, 3/4 and 126-1. Into the final turn they go, and it's still Noble Zena who's under attack. On the outside, Emma's Desire's racing second. Poised to strike three wide is Little Deuce Coupe. Waiting for the passing lane, there is Pine Mountain Lady with Mersey Dotes as they cut the corner. They're into the stretch to the drive for the wire. On the inside, it's going to be Pine Mountain Lady up the passing lane with going to be Noble Zena, but it's Pine Mountain Lady getting up with Noble Zena, Mersey Dotes, and Emma's Desire in 155. Exacta 94.40 and a 4.61 trifecta, 328.20. Moving back into the winner's circle after winning the consolation for Ohio Sire's Sake 3-year-old fillies, purse $6,000 to 4 Pine Mountain Lady. She's a 3-year-old gray filly by Jet Log and Worthy Sum by Handsome Sum, owned by Douglas Ross and Charles Ross of Ohio. Charles Ross trains winning driver here, Kane Kaufman. And for Kane Kaufman, a driving double thus far on today's card. This one home. New lifetime mark for the winner, 155. The paddock can come out to a parade for the upcoming 8th race, Ohio Sire Stakes consolation for 3-year-old Colt Pacers, a purse $6,000. Win play show exacta trifecta wagering. One is Bunny Talk, owned by Breckler, Gregory, Campbell, and Crouch. Ray Pavers up. 2's out. 3, Whoa, I Will Stand, owned by Ingram and Ingram with Dallas Miller. 4, I'm a Noble 2, owned by Joe Criswell. Kyle Later drives. 5 is Ohio Pride, owned by Richard Waterman, James Daly. 6 is Espresso Forte, owned by Charter Bryant, Tom Hall drives. 7 is Cool Sam, owned by FTF Incorporated, driver is Brett Miller. 8 Flea Market, owned by Charles Stovall, Jack Daly calls the shots. 9 is Pure Class, owned by Jack Tremonti with Bob Harper. Rounding out the field from the second tier, the 10 Compass Connection, owned by Charles French. Sam Noble III is in his sulky. They're off and pacing an Espresso Forte. Leaves hard off the gate, trying to get the lead. On the inside, trying to take it away is Bunny Talk. Also leaving alertly is Flea Market. Whoa, I Will Stand is now racing fourth. 5th to the inside, then is I'm a Noble 2. Then we come back to Compass Connection. Next in line there is Ohio Pride, with Cool Sam. Pure Class is the trailer around the first quarter, where they trip the beam over here in 27 seconds flat. An Espresso Forte, he's made the front, and he's the boss out there, a length and a quarter. Flea Market is still traveling along in second. That's Bunny Talk in third. Whoa, I Will Stand fourth. 5th on the cones now is I'm a Noble 2. First up on the outside is Compass Connection. Second over is Ohio Pride. Third up on the outside, Cool Sam. And the trailer is Pure Class as they're into the clubhouse turn, pacing them on over to the half. And with the lead, it's Tom Hall and Espresso Forte, 57-4 the halftime. A 30-4 second quarter breather there for Espresso Forte, who leads them off the turn, traveling down the backside as they press on to three quarters. Flea Market is still racing second. Compass Connection stalling out a bit in third. Poised to strike three wide is Ohio Pride. Then on the inside, then we come back to Bunny Talk. Out there from between horses, pure class, as they pace it on to 3/4. It's still Expresso Forte, 126 and 4. Coming on 3 wide is Ohio Pride. Set to strike 4 wide is Cool Sam. Waiting for the passing lane is Flea Market. As they're at the top of the stretch, wide open here, anybody's race. And down the stretch they come. Expresso Forte clings to the lead. On the outside, Ohio Pride. Far outside is Cool Sam. The passing lane is Flea Market. Anybody's race here. Horses are coming from everywhere. The far outside and up to win it. I'm a Noble 2. An amazing stretch rally there to win it in 1:56. Official, 487 official, with our exacta paying $21.60, a 487 trifecta, $120.40. Moving back here to the winner's circle after winning the 8th race, an amazing stretch rally to just get up and win it in the late stretch here, the 4, I'm a Noble 2. 3-year-old Bay Gutted Son by Nibbleland Sam and Fry 2 by Abercrombie, owned by Joe Criswell of Marion, Ohio. Delvin Criswell trains, Kyle Later, the winning driver. Time for the mile, 1:56. Three-year-old Colt Trot, Ohio. Sire Stakes consolation here. Best of the rest races per $6,000. Win, play, show, exacta, trifecta, pick 3 wagering here for races 9, 10, and 11. Scratch the 3 and the 9 from the upcoming 9th. 1 is Let Matt Come Over, owned by Steck and Westgate Motors. Ron Steck drives. 2, CSI Love Hurts, owned by Norris Lane and Kane Kaufman's up. The 3 has been scratched. 4, Sugar Valley Alley, owned by Dale Walters. William Walters up. 5, Two-Tone Express, owned by Hugh Beatty, who also drives. 6, Witch and Famous, owned by Charlene Dufford. Bruce Dufford's on the lines. 7, Trojan Hero, owned by Salsby and Shout. Rick Shout, the reinsman. 8 is Trot Like Dad, owned by Fritz Hung, Bob Harper. 9's out, and the 10, John Stevenson, owned by Crane and Crane. Sam Noble III is in the sulky. That's the field for the 9th race. Don't forget, there is a missing line on the 1, Let Matt Come Over. They're off and trotting, and CSI Love Hurts tries hard for the lead. Right alongside there is Trot Like Dad. Off stride went John Stevenson. John Stevenson on a break, as Trot Like Dad goes on to take the lead. Racing second is CSI Love Hurts, about 5 lengths back to Let Matt Come Over in third. On the outside is Sugar Valley Alley racing fourth, Two-Tone Express fifth. 6 on the inside is Witch and Famous with John Stevenson. And Trojan Hero off stride to the outside was Sugar Valley Alley after a quarter and 28 seconds flat. And up top, it's still Trot Like Dad, the leader, on the point here, a length and a quarter. CSI Love Hurts is still racing in there to be second. On the inside, Let Matt Come Over third. Two-Tone Express is fourth now. Here comes Witch and Famous on the move on the outside as he flushes some cover there. Next alive to the inside is John Stevenson. Then it's Trojan Hero and Sugar Valley Alley halfway home in 58 and 3. As they trot off the turn, going down the backside, pressing onto 3/4. And with the lead in with him on top by 2 lengths, it's still Trot Like Dad and Bob Harper out there by 3. Second along the inside is CSI Love Hurts with Two-Tone Express. Let Matt Come Over the outside, Witch and Famous, as they're well strung out, trotting onto the 3/4 mile mark of the race. It's still Trot Like Dad, the leader. He tripped the beam and won 27 and 1. In and around that final turn they go, and it's all Trot Like Dad and the Bob Harper show as he's out there by 3. CSI Love Hurts is still racing second with Two-Tone Express. They're into the stretch and a drive for the wire, and it's all Trot Like Dad. He's now getting a little bit tired, and he's looking for the line. Trying to make it up is Two-Tone Express as they're in deep stretch, and Trot Like Dad looking for the line here and finds it on top with Two-Tone Express and CSI Love Hurts. Time for the mile, 1:58 and 3. Winning the 9th race, Ohio Cider Stakes consolation, the 3-year-old Colt Trot, best of the rest per $6,000. Number 8, Trot Like Dad. Trot Like Dad is a 3-year-old, Brown Gelded Son by Look Like My Mom and Worthy Ways by Arnie's Exchange. Owned and trained by Fritz H. Hung of Pleasant Grove, California. Driven to victory by Bob Harper. Time for the mile, 158 and 3. Our 9th race, Exacta, $105.40. An 852 Trifecta, $556.40. Horses leave the paddock and come out to parade for the upcoming 10th race. 2-year-old filly Pace. Best of the rest here, Ohio Sire Stakes Consolation for purse $6,000. Bet by head numbers, not post positions here in the 10th race with win, play, show. Exacta Trifecta late double wagering. 1 from post 1, North Meadow J&N, owned by the North Meadow Stable and Slaughter Racing, Bob Harper. 1A from post 4 is North Meadow Fantasy, owned by the North Meadow Stable and Slaughter Racing. Russell Swartz is on the lines. 2 from post 2, Party Cat, owned by James Piccichero, Ricky Heitman. 3 from post 3 is Freedom Fry, owned by Huber and Huber, Randy Tharps the driver. The 4 from post 5 is In Town to Win, owned by Spring Mill Venture, Jeff Fout. 5 from post 6 is Gone to Town, owned by Nichols and Nichols, Del S. Miller the reinsman. The 6 from post 7 is Fritzy Bunny, owned by Fritz and McHenry, James Daly. Rounding out the field, the 7 from post 8 is Firm Fatale, owned by Smith and Allen. Dean Collins is Inner Sulky. They're often pacing, and Fritzy Bunny hops right out there to grab their early lead. Inside is North Meadow J&N in second. Party Cat on the inside is purring along in third. On the outside is Firm Fatale looking to angle in there fourth. Fifth along the cones there is Freedom Fry, 2 lengths back to North Meadow Fantasy. Then we have In Town to Win. And Gone to Town, the early trailer here by the opening panel, in 26 and 4 for the 2-year-old filly Pacers. Very brisk opening fraction there. It's Fritzy Bunny and Jim Daly up there by 2. North Meadow J&N is still racing second. Party Caz right there in third. Firm Fatale on the move on the outside as he bobbled and went off stride there, and right back down pacing as they're going into the clubhouse turn. Up top with the lead, that's still Fritzy Bunny out there by 1. Party Cat meows up on the outside second. Inside racing third is North Meadow J&N. Firm Fatale is fourth at the half in 57 and 3. Right there to the inside is Freedom Fry. Third up in the cover flow there is In Town to Win. With North Meadow Fantasy in the trailer there is Gone to Town as they pace it on to 3/4, and Party Cat on the outside with a neck advantage. Battling back along the inside, then we've got Fritzy Bunny 3/4 and 1, 26 and 1, and the Bunny is versing the Cat here, and the Bunny's up on top once again, prevailing a neck. Party Cat on the outside is still coming on for second. Firm Fatale trying to rally in from third as they're at the top of the stretch and run a drive for the wire. It's still Fritzy Bunny the leader. Party Cat is all meowed out in second as they're in deep stretch here, and it's all Fritzy Bunny hopping to a winner to win the best of the rest. 2-year-old filly Pace consolation with Party Cat and Freedom Fry. Time for the mile, 157 and 2. Fritzy Bunny. Fritzy Bunny, 2-year-old chestnut filly by Precious Bunny and Kiss and Almahurst by Falcon Almahurst. Owned by William and Richard Fritz and Gerald McHenry of Ohio. Richard Fritz trains Jim Daly, the winning driver here. And for James Daly, a driving triple on today's card. This one home. A lifetime mark for the winner, 157 and 2. Fritzy Bunny, 6 wins in 7 starts in her young racing career here. Fritzy Bunny and Jim Daly, 157 and 2. Horses leave the paddock and come out to parade for the upcoming 11th and final race on today's live card. Ohio Sire Stakes consolation for 3-year-old filly trotters, the best of the rest here in Ohio for a purse $6,000. Win, play, show, exacta, trifecta, late double wagering the second half, dime, superfecta wagering, scratch the 5, scratch the 9. One is Scarlet Levesque, owned by Kaufman and Collins. Chip Noble III drives. 2, Hello Rita, owned by Donna Jean Anderson with Brian Weaver. 3 is Autumn Levesque, owned by Bucky and York, Dallas Miller. 4 is Honey Leone, owned by Bailey and Cleland with Bill Irvine. 5's out. 6, Olivia Who, owned by Kaylin Nestor, Terry Groves, the driver. 7 is Audit, owned by James Souter, Hugh Beatty. 8 is Sadie's Angel, owned by Bob Harper in the bike. 9's out. Rounding out the field from the second tier, the 10, Cover the Loot, owned by W. Darwin Cates. Brett Miller is in her sulky. That's the field for the 11th race. In play, show, exacta, trifecta, dime, superfecta, wagering, best of the rest, a purse $6,000. 3-year-old filly pacers, less than 6 minutes till post time. 3-year-old filly trot, they're off and trotting. It's Autumn Levesque going forward and taking the lead. Audit on the outside is now racing along in second. Towards the inside is Scarlet Levesque in third. Cover the Loot is now racing fourth. That's Hello Rita fifth. 6 on the inside is Olivia Who. Then we come back to Sadie's Angel and Honey Leone as they're rounding the first turn, clocking over to the opening quarter. They trip the beam in 28 2/5, and Autumn Levesque and Dallas is showing the way by 2. Over Audit, who's racing in second. Scarlet Levesque is right there in third. Cover the Loot looks him over from fourth. 3 lengths back to Hello Rita, who's fifth. Another 2 back to Olivia Who. 2 more back to Sadie's Angel, and 2.5 more to Honey Leone, who can see them all here as they're into the clubhouse turn and trotting on over to the halfway mile mark of the race with Autumn Levesque out there showing the way. Halfway home in 58 2, a 30-second quarter breather there. On the inside, that's Audit in second. Scarlet Levesque on the outside is starting to rally up from third. Also on the move is Cover the Loot with Hello Rita, Olivia Who with Sadie's Angel, and Honey Leone as they trot on to 3/4. On the outside, Scarlet Levesque has taken it away from Autumn Levesque and crossing on over to the rail. Racing third on the outside is Cover the Loot, 1:27 2 the 3/4 time. Fourth along the cones and is Audit with Hello Rita. You can forget about the rest of them. As they're at the top of the stretch, they start their dash for the cash, and down the stretch they come. Scarlet Levesque, the leader out there now, showing the way by 2. On the outside is Cover the Loot with Autumn Levesque and Audit as they trot onto the wire. An easy win here for Scarlet Levesque and Sam Chip Noble the third. Getting up for second, Cover the Loot with Autumn Levesque. Rounding out that dime super was Audit in 1:57 4. Moving back to the winner's circle here after winning the 3-year-old filly Ohio Sire Stakes consolation, the best of the rest. First $6,000, number 1, Scarlet Levesque. Scarlet Levesque is a 3-year-old bay filly by Master Levesque and Southern Mischief by Sierra Cosmos, owned by Robert Kaufman and Danny Collins of Ohio. Grow for Mia as the trainer. Sam Chip Noble III, the winning driver, 1:57 4. 11th race exacta, $11.40, 1:10.3 trifecta, 38.40.